Uppercut, uppercut, sonic boom! Well, hello there, humans, hippies, earthlings, whoever you are, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, and if you're lucky enough indeed to be doing it too. Welcome back to the channel, I'm Bushka, and today I'm going to take you through a game and teach you how to win more PUBG Mobile. Final circles, games, the whole 9 yards, because I think it's very important that what I'm going to teach you today sticks. So I'm going to break it down for you very, very simply, and it's about rotating in game and when to rotate, where you should rotate to, and a couple of tricks that I've talked about before, but people ignore, and it gets them killed. It starts off mill-based hot drop. We've got 5 kills, and unfortunately, someone gets knocked out the back. Then someone goes to revive them. They get knocked, and it's just a chain reaction, and I'm stuck out of position up on top of the catwalk. Can't really do anything about it. I'm pinned. Everything's gone to hell in a handbasket, and the squad gets wiped apart from me. They don't push me, which is a huge mistake, a massive mistake. Nightmare is one of the guys down there. You're going to see him feature later in the game. He pops in the kill feed a lot. They're doing very, very well. There he is, Nightmare. Also, note the rotation I take to get off this catwalk. A lot of people don't realize this, but when you get low enough, you can jump onto the railings and then just jump. So it's like a jump rather than running all the way down. And that can save you a lot of damage when you are fighting the bad guys. We make rotations all the way from south to north. Drop mill base, final circles, George Pole. So we're moving a long, long way. And we've been rotating really efficiently on circle edge because we want to win this game. It's the last of the stream, I think. I was playing this live. If you want to go watch that, I think it was August 2nd, something along those lines. And I'm rotating circle's edge, and I'm aware that this is a pretty popular area with the apartments there and the shop. So I was rotating behind the buildings. Now, being aware of the routes that people take and the way they take them late game is going to save your life so very, very often. And you've got to remember, you've got to switch on for this kind of thing. And we don't always play fully focused. And that's understandable. It is, in its essence, a game. And we're playing to have fun. So making rotations like this is quite often something you do more of when you're alone than you do when your whole squad's with you. But if you like winning, I mean, this is a good thing to do. So I'm also like, I don't care about the flare here. I'm just going to fire it at these guys down here and see if I can get them to respond by pushing me or something like that, and they're not going to do it. I'm looking at this circle. I'm safe within George Pole, but I'm not going to fall in love with any position that I'm in. And what I'm going to do from here on in is look for opportunities to rotate to a better position every single time. And I don't wait a long time. A big mistake that players make, particularly those of you who don't have great gunfighting skills, is to hold a position for too long. I don't have to do a lot of gunfighting to win this game, right? That's not what this is all about. But when you are worried about taking engagements, that can sometimes color your judgment in how quickly you rotate. And you'll find newer players especially, and players that are on lower end devices, will wait and drink blue rather than rotate and just kind of hope that they get forgotten about. And that's a big error. Now you can see that the circle's moved a long way away. It's in fact moved nearly out of this North George Pole area. And I'm going to have to make a couple of tight rotations. This is a difficult circle, and one of the reasons I showed this video is this is a circle that is on 2 sides of a river. And that means that people can get caught very, very quickly out of position and bottlenecked. So that the only way you can cross is a bridge. People will camp a building, a squad house that can see that bridge, and then you get stuck rotating and killed without a whole lot of effort.
Search for vehicles.
Look at the way that I'm rotating back end here the whole time. This is called rotating on the short side of the circle, but also rotating dead zone. Okay, so if you're rotating dead zone, you're rotating an area that was away from the drop or has moved further away from the circle than it was originally, and you don't expect to find people rotating outside of you. I'm also going to rotate literally just to the edge of the circle here, because this next rotation is very, very difficult. If it goes south, then I'm going to be up against it. There is a rotation to be made, and I know what I want to do here, but I really am not certain that I have to do it yet. And it's such a tight rotation that I'm going to wait, okay? Now, There are people over there in the squad houses. I'm expecting that. That's fine. Only 10 people left, but it's a small circle, so there's a lot of vision, and they are obviously aware that there's someone down here. I look at that. I've got a Bison and an Ace-32. I'm not about to start spraying that. I'm certainly not going to start spraying it when I'm not full health. So the rotation I'm talking about here is going to be hard left on the edge of the zone. That is very much dead zone. And it's going to be as far away from that squad house that you can see just to my southwest. It's also, and I know this is going to sound weird, it's going to be in the blue. Because one of the failures that squads with a lack of imagination really make is they only look at what isn't blue as a place to be shot at from or rotated from or any of those things. And I'm going to rotate all the way around the edge of this circle and across the bridge that's in the blue. And all the other squads are guarding the choke point of the other bridge. And you can see that I've done it with plenty of time on the clock. The reason for that is I'm not going to rotate all the way into the circle. I'm going to rotate to cover because I know I'm going to be hurting after this. I won't be full health. And I'm watching these squads and I'm like, there is someone directly ahead of me in the squad house. There is another squad that's rotating that was shooting at me earlier from a George pole. I don't want to rotate high here. I'm not sure if anything is going to be in cover there and I can get gunned down by people on the roof of that squad house. There are people under me, but if I go this direction, then I'm under the guns from the squad house here. And that squad house is actually helping to suppress the people that are over here. Now, those are the guys that were at the shop earlier. I'm not stopping. I'm not interested. I line up nicely and I just keep rotating away. Now, one of the things that you have to understand is that people who are looking for kills in a squad house, who have the circle, they're drawn to the gunfire, but they're not necessarily looking for the car. So if you keep moving, they're ADS'd in on the gunfire. This was amazing. I didn't have a red dot. I still didn't have a red dot. And I hate the iron sight on this thing, and it nearly gets me killed because I'm hip firing the ace. I couldn't believe there was a guy in there either. So there's now me, the people in the squad house, and the people next to the bridge. If I was really, really greedy here, I would be getting involved in all this. What I'm watching for is simply where is the circle going to go, okay? Where is that circle going to go? Am I going to get the circle or not? And I don't get it. But I can tell that neither do the guys in the squad house. And this is one of those instances where you have to understand that the best piece of real estate on the map is probably going to be a rock or a shack or a berm. And the person that gets to that best piece of real estate first is going to have a huge advantage. Now, my buggy's missing a wheel, but that's fine. I'm not stressed about that. And I know that I have one massive advantage over all these guys. I am very agile because I'm a solo. I'm able to move quickly and I don't have to worry about reviving teammates or doing anything like that. What I want to do is rotate up to that neck of the woods. Make sure that it's in. So I mark it because I know where I want to rotate to. There's some rocks up there. And then I'm going to let these guys hit each other all the way in. What I really like to do is get the wheels off their vehicle first so that they can't get up there as well. I don't want to muck around though. 26 seconds left. The guys that are lower alongside of the circle, that means they're the furthest away from being safe in the circle. That means they're going to have to rotate up first. And you can hear that happening now. That's Nightmare, the guy who cleared my squad back at Millbase, like 3 kilometers away. And that rotation has happened. And I'm now behind a tiny little rock, but it is the best possible place to rotate on the entire map. You can see that there is a car way out to the left. I'm going to let these guys handle themselves. They're coming in for cover. I'm not even going to go for that kill. I'm just waiting. Okay. They'll clear that. Again, I don't have to do anything. He's cleared. So it's now me and 2 guys from that squad at Millbase. And they're waiting for me to peek. I'm going to let them get good and blued before I do. There's the guy in the car. And he's got a horrible choice to make now. Do I rotate in or do I save my mate? And it's all too late.
Awesome.
And that's how you can actually play this game with your brain instead of just having incredible TDM skills and beat really good players. And it's not just lying down in the grass. It's being proactive with your rotations. It's knowing the maps and it's making rotations when there's a window. And a window isn't always the end of the countdown to the circle. A window is when there's a gunfight going on or another squad is rotating across a bridge, as you saw there previously. And I take that opportunity to rotate at the same time. It gives multiple targets. It breaks up the fire. Smart players will win games like this, and it's a real pleasure and a real joy. And I got to say, I got a huge thrill out of wiping that last couple of guys, knowing that they were the dudes who ripped us at Millbase, like 3 kilometers south, and we got all the way up here and got the job done. Anyway, I'm Bushka. Thank you so much for watching. Look after yourselves. Please like the videos and subscribe to the channel if you find them useful. I certainly love making videos for you guys. And I'll see you out there in the live streams or back in the comments section. Au revoir.